Let's study about the sort of the adverb. Commonly, the adverb has the form converted from the verb and adjective with the suffix. Because the adverb originates from the descriptive word, same as the verb and the adjective. For example, there are a pair of a verb, adjective, and an adverb. The verb agree is with the suffix able, which is one of the adjective. To add, the definition of the verb is likely to happen. The adjective agreeable conveys the definition with the form of the verb agree and another adjective able as a suffix fused for an object that is acceptable or favorable. The adjective agreeable with the suffix ly is converted into the adverb agreeably. The adverb agreeably conveys the definition with the form of the adjective agreeable converted to get the form of the suffix ly for an experience, a condition, or an action that is favorable and acceptable to the speaker. Before we start to study about the search of the adverb, we studied about the noticeable hint that this word has the trait of the adverb. Some with the suffix ly at the latter part of the adjective have the trait of the adverb. The other search of the adverb besides the adverb originated from an adjective with the suffix are listed below. The first and second search of the adverb that we will study in this class is the participle. The present and the past participle applied in a clause to describe the definition of the verb in the progressive tense and the perfect tense. The third search of the adverb is the to-infinitive. The word infinitive means that the trait of this word is not definite. So the trait of this word is defined in a clause. Then the to-infinitive indicates the preposition to and the root infinitive. The root infinitive indicates a word that has the same form of a verb, but we don't know if the word that has the same form with the verb will have the trait as a verb. Even we don't know if the root infinitive functions as or a descriptive word. But this is definite. Root infinitive indicates an experience, a condition, or an action. The preposition to will be dealt in the fifth search of the adverb. The preposition to mediates the relationship between the subject and the object, just like a transitive verb. But there are some. The of a verb are four. Constitutes a clause with a subject. This is the first role of a verb. The second role of the verb is that the verb signifies the tense of the clause, but the preposition to does not signify the tense of the relationship between the subject and the object. The third role of a verb is that The verb signifies the number of the subject and the role of the subject in the conversation with the speaker. In a case that the verb describes the present. But the preposition to does not signify the information about the subject. The preposition to has the same trait with the verb, that is, the transitivity. The preposition to conveys the definition of the preposition from the subject to the object. The preposition to and the root infinitive are a pair. The preposition to and the object of the subject mediated by the preposition to. The to-infinitive to describe the purpose, the reason, and the effect of an experience, a condition, or an action happening with the trait of the adverb. With the prior understanding that the preposition to has the definition. The subject purposes an experience, a condition, or an action indicated by the root infinitive. The preposition to mediates the subject and the root infinitive. The preposition does not signify the tense. This means that the definition of the preposition from the subject to the object exactly same when the definition of the verb of the clause happens, because the tense signifies the difference between the present when the speaker tells the clause to the listeners and the time when the definition of the verb happens. The fourth sort of the adverb is the modal verb. The modal verb to complement its own definition for the definition of the verb to be accorded with the intention of the speaker. The speaker applies a modal verb to convey the intention. The intention of the speaker is not enough with the only definition of the verb. The definition of the modal verb completes the intention of the speaker in a clause. The intention of the speaker seems like this circle, and the definition of the verb in a clause is just a half of the intention of the speaker. So the speaker wants to convey the entire intention with the application of a modal verb like this. So the definition of the verb and the definition of the modal verb complete the entire intention that the speaker wants to convey with the clause. The fifth sort of the adverb is the preposition. The preposition to mediate the subject-object relationship, transiting the definition of the preposition from the subject to the object.